Kung Fu Panda 4 came out. Let's go. Here we go.
It is time to take the next step on your journey.
I'm not gonna be the Dragon Warrior anymore?
I want to know, like, the entire, like, first, like, 3 movies. Like, the first one is him becoming the Dragon Warrior. And that's kind of like, bang, that's it. That's, like, the highest achievement you can get. Second, third movie, it's about him still being the Dragon Warrior and being the best in the valley. Uh, they hadn't really talked about anything outside of the valley, about any other, like, kung fu warriors that are better than or higher up than the Dragon Warrior. So I kind of thought this was like the highest achievement you could have. And now he's going past that. He's not going to be the Dragon Warrior anymore. Does that mean someone from like the Furious Five is going to take over and be the Dragon Warrior? You got Tigress, Mantis, Monkey, Crane, Snake. Are one of them just going to like pull up and be like, there they go? Like, what, it's supposed to be like Tigress before Poe got it. So maybe that will happen.
You will advance to spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace.
Spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. That's a long ass title. I don't know if he'll be able to do it because this man can't focus on anything.
Peace.
Bro was fighting a stingray. It's been almost 10 years, almost a decade since the last one came out. I believe it's been 7 or 8 years. And bro, DreamWorks has done a pretty good job at Kung Fu Panda movies. First one was great. They like slowly like declined, but they're also still good. They're not like terrible. Good watches. Don't really know if they hold up. I've watched Kung Fu Panda. Probably within the last 2 years. I haven't seen any of the other ones since. I watched them that one time. But it's all been like decent villains. Why is he? Why is there a stingray? DreamWorks really said, hey, let's bring back Kung Fu Panda 4. It's a great series. Everybody's like, hell yeah. Let's do that. That's a good idea. Who's he gonna fight this time? Stingray. What? Panda lives in mountainous, bamboo forest, Asian highlands, that kind of areas. Stingray, ocean. Completely different. They can maneuver into like freshwater rivers and stuff, but how did they get both of them? I don't know.
Inner peace.
Keep your surf off my turf!
Dinner, please. Dinner with peas in a sesame soy glaze.
So they still have like the same kind of comedy that the previous ones had, where he's a overweight, kind of large, fat panda, and he likes food. A lot of the training he does, he only finishes because of food. Like in the previous ones, he was training for like balance and his footwork and stuff like that. Just overall like his skills in general to become the Dragon Warrior, and he had to have dumplings in order to fulfill that. He couldn't focus. He couldn't actually complete the training unless there was like dumplings or some sort of like food involved afterwards or during it. And here, once again, it's dinner with peas and a sesame soy glaze. So they still have that kind of aspect into it, which it's good that they're like keeping the tradition going, the story. I don't even consider that a story, but it's good that they're keeping the same consistency.
This is not working at all.
Tyler?
Brought back Tai Lung. That's pretty interesting. Main villain of the first one, and I think he had like a minor appearance in another one. Not 100% sure. Wonder if he's going to be a main villain because we got the Stingray. It's interesting to see Tai Lung come back. Maybe he'll help Poe. Who knows? He still looks very villainy. Definitely a great villain, I'd say. DreamWorks tends to have decent villains. I believe they also did Shrek and Puss in Boots came out, shoot, maybe a year or two, maybe more than that. The Last Wish, and then the wolf, coyote, whatever it is, death. Great villain. He's a great villain. Tai Lung is also a great villain. So, like, whoever's speaking, big fan. Big fan of Tai Lung.
Big fan. Once I possessed the kung fu of every master villain.
So you have a chameleon. Kind of looks like geckos, some sort of reptile, lizard. Definitely a chameleon because of it shape-shifting. Chameleons don't do that, but they can change their color. And I think that's kind of just a nod to chameleons being able to change their color. They're changing their appearance to look exactly like another villain or character. So I think that's pretty interesting. Seems like he probably takes their power, or maybe they just take their disguise. Yeah, I mean, it says possess the kung fu of every master villain, so they are going around to the villains and absorbing their powers. So it's going to be like the Thanos of the Kung Fu universe, the Kung Fu Panda universe.
No one will
Dare question my power.
Not even the great dragon warrior.
I gotta say, you can tell the difference. Good work, DreamWorks, the animators, the artists. You can tell that their scales. This isn't fur. This isn't fur. It's scales. You can see the scale pattern actually on their body as well. Chin. Very good work in the details.
Who's that?
The most powerful shape-shifting sorceress, the chameleon.
How do I find this, the chameleon?
Is their name just the chameleon? Because I swear every other villain has kind of had like a decent name. I only remember Tai Lung, and then what there was like the crane or the heron, and shit, can't remember the other one. Maybe it's a fox or something. I don't know. But I swear they had different names besides just what the animal's name was. And this also does. Yep, it's a chameleon. Got that verified. I'm glad I'm smart. I really hope they do have a different name besides just the chameleon, because that's kind of whack. Also, we're a minute into it, and we haven't seen the Furious 5 yet, so raising questions if they're even going to be in it.
I'm gonna lead you right to her front door.
It was against an army.
Then we'll just have to get an army of our own.
What is this place?
The best crooks and criminals live here.
You're a one.
Sounds like Aquafina. I could be wrong, but that does sound like Aquafina. The only person that I know that is in this is Jack Black playing Poe, and whoever plays Master Shifu, they came back to play Master Shifu. I don't... Maybe that's Jackie Chan. Probably not, but...
Criminal?
You sound surprised. Is it surprising?
Now you kids be careful with those fireworks.
Violence makes our tummies tingle.
That reminded me of the Rabid Rabbits. I don't know if you guys ever like played that game, or I think they had like a show or a movie or something at one point. But they're kind of like cute little animated rabbits, and then they just go fucking berserk mode. That was just my initial thought when I saw them.
Why should we help you?
We could take down the chameleon together.
Being the dragon warrior, it's who I am. Skadoosh.
What do I know about being a spiritual leader?
What is it, your hope?
For real though, I don't know how this man's gonna be a spiritual leader when his entire spirit is basically eating food. Like, I don't get it. I really don't know how he's going to be a spiritual leader of the Valley of Inner Peace.
Holding.
A cookie?
You were chosen to become something more than you already are.
He's literally a disappointment and a failure. But he doesn't disappoint, though. That's the thing. He somehow always comes out on top. You also just say how beautiful this scene. Like, you got the nice mountains. I don't know what this mountain range is called or what the type of geography of it is called, but I'm going to call it the mountains. You got the cherry blossom trees. Visually appealing.
How should we do this? Quick and painless? Or slow and painful?
This guy kind of reminds me of Sid from Ice Age, based on like voice and how he's talking, but he looks like a completely different guy. I don't remember the guy's name. Oh, there it is. Fast Tony. Yep. He kind of looks like this. Completely different, but like they both have like scales and stuff. He's more of like an armored scale, but his nose goes down, his nose goes up. Very, very similar smile. So like the head shape is very similar. And then shit, I guess that's about it. Kind of like an anime sequence right there.
You finally met your match, chameleon.
We're not so different, you and I.
Skadoosh.
Stand.
So different.
Now, I've seen
you and
this. Oh god. I've seen this like freeze frame, this timestamp, this screenshot, this frame, whatever you want to say, all over the place. I've seen it on Instagram, I've seen it on TikTok. I've been watching like YouTube and I'll get like ads for the trailer and I'll try to skip it. And I just see this. Thumbnails for the trailers and stuff is this. It's all over the place. And I was wondering how they fucked up Poe so much and why he looked like a fucking rock. He looked like a rock Pokemon. Or the thing from the Fantastic Four. But now I understand it's just scales. Like, I didn't see all this. I mainly just see, like, this part, like, the neck and above. And it looks like pebbles. It doesn't really look like scales in this. I think it's just because of the color. And the shading on it's a little lacking in some areas, but I understand a little bit more. I can tell it's scales now. But how did they get Poe's form? Is it just that they can shapeshift into any character anyways, the chameleon? They don't have to take their powers to shapeshift into him? Because they took Tai Lung's power and then shapeshifted into Tai Lung. They were also shapeshifted into whatever that elephant is. I ain't never seen that before. I guess we'll get some backstory when the movie actually comes out. But if that's the case where they have to like defeat them to get the powers and shapeshift into them, how are they turning into Poe?
Stand back. I'm gonna kick my butt.
Also like how this does have like the scale design on it. There's a little bit extra to it, but it has more of like a scaly feel. Overall looks decently nice, very simple, straight to the point. Still have like the childish comedy aspect into it. Got to keep the kids wanting to see it with that little fart right there. Does seem interesting. I do believe it comes out on March 8th, 9th, somewhere around there. Will I be seeing it in theaters? Maybe, maybe not. Not exactly sure. I would like to, but don't know if I will or not. Looks very fun. When I first heard that it was coming out, I was like, man, it's probably going to be trash. It's been so long since one came out. But after like seeing the trailer, I am slightly more hyped for it. And I'm sitting around like a 3.5 out of 5 is what my initial thoughts of it is going to be. Thanks for watching. That's it. Peace.